So the big dilemma for me is on the movie poster, you're addressed as Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. How do you, I mean, now that your name's out there, your real name, how do you like to be addressed? I mean, I come up to you on the street.
You can call me 50.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, my friends, they pretty much call me 50. You know, like, I had to put Curtis 50 Cent Jackson because if I just put Curtis Jackson on the film, there would be some people who didn't know exactly who that was.
Who addresses you as Curtis or Mr. Jackson?
Usually my attorneys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now, you're very confident, you have a lot of pride, and you're a very solid person, but acting you've never done before. You're very successful in everything you do. Did you have any first-time acting jitters, or were you keeping up?
I did. I prepped myself working with an acting coach early on when I got the first draft of the screenplay. You know, never committed to a film project before. I had no idea that the screenplay would change 2 or 3 times after. So by the time I actually got on the set, a lot of the material that I had prepared for with the acting coach was gone. You know, so I spent a lot of time working with Jim Sheridan. We worked for 5 days a week, and 2 days that we was off, I actually was around Jim preparing for the next 5 days.
There's a line in the movie, respect is the most important thing in the world. Is that true?
Well, I think it's important that people respect you, you know, and I think I'd rather people have respect for me than actually love me, because I've had people who love me do things and then go, I'm sorry. You know, they're more conscious of your actual, your feelings and the things that they'll do for you if they have respect for you. And
in the movie, Marcus is very proud of his first car, his first big automobile. Yeah. What was your first car?
My first car was actually a Toyota Land Cruiser, and then I traded it for the car that you see in the film.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That, in my neighborhood, success rides by on 4 wheels. You know, they make their bad investments because the vehicles just depreciate in value. And, you know, they go after the vehicle before they even get a home. They may be comfortable living with their grandparents or their mother or whoever they stay with, and they'll get the car right away because the car says you're successful.
Yeah. There's a lot of similarities between your life and this movie, and there are some. Was it tough separating some of the emotions that you had and some of the actual scenes that you were doing that did happen to you?
Absolutely. I think some people think when the film is loosely based on your life story, it's easy because they think you're playing yourself. It's not necessarily playing yourself because you might not feel like saying a dialogue that day. You know what I mean? Or making your mannerisms match up to what your delivery is at that point. And because I had my own feelings to make reference to in some of the scenes, I was able to capture the mood, but it was difficult to get out of those moods at some points. Like there was one point where I was doing a scene in the Poconos where I had to cry on cue, and then afterwards I was in the car by myself talking to myself. You know, it's like a comedy a little bit, there's a little bit of humor there, and it was difficult for me to get from one point to the next.
Was crying the toughest thing you've ever had to do?
Well, I had anxieties towards having to do that because I spend the majority of my life trying not to cry when situations come.
Tremendous first job. Thank you so much.